Hello and welcome to the Crackerjack MTG Weekly Finance Hack, the show where we look at the top gainers of the week in MTG, find out what's going on and what you can do about it. Before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe so you can get weekly content updates and support the channel. We have an exciting week of movers to talk about. Phyrexia All Will Be One spoilers are fully out now. So that's driving the prices of certain old cards up, especially in the older Mirrodin and Phyrexia sets. The first card we're going to talk about this week, Song of the World Soul from Commander 19. Lots of people talk about how in Magic, everything is kicker. Well, this card gives you kicker, make a token of a creature token. This card came in the Geared Conclave Exile deck, and that's the deck it sees the most played in. But it's been added to Ratadrobic, Hoffrey, Daxos the Returned, and other token decks. This card's definitely seeing more builds in Commander because of the new Elesh Norn coming out in February. It looks like you can still get $2 copies if you're really keen on owning a copy of this card. If you have a bunch of this card, you may be able to get up to $4 per card if you can sell through TCG Direct. Up next, we have Plague Mirror from Mirrodin Besieged. There's two big mechanics coming in Phyrexia All Will Be One that'll definitely float to the top in Commander. The first one is Corrupted, where you get a bonus from cards if an opponent has 3 or more poison counters. And then we've got Toxic, which might be Fair Infect. Plague Mirror plays with both of these. The other thing pushing the price of this mana dork is the newly spoiled Mirror Commander, Urtet, Remnant of Memnarch. It's a 5-color, colorless commander, and we haven't had one of those printed since Cody, and definitely not since Golos was banned. These kinds of cards allow for people to play all of their good cards casually, but they will need some mirror to bolster the main idea of the deck. Up next, we've got Runic Armasaur from M19. The first time I saw this card was across the table from me when I was playing a Thrasios and Tymna deck. I was drawing cards, but so was my opponent because every time I activated Thrasios, they drew a card as well. Phyrexia All Will Be One introduced the Dominus cycle, a bunch of legendary creatures that are aspiring to be gods. Each one of them has an activated ability, and Runic Armasaur is just going to allow you to cash in anytime they try to become indestructible. Here's my recommendation. List all your copies to sell. Keep one for your definite Dino deck, and another as special tech against that lovely Thrasios player in your life. All right, our next card seems to be bogged down by that same thing that keeps coming up every week. Animus Awakening from Commander 2020 seems to have people optimizing their carts and buying $6 copies. If you really need a copy of this card, you should be able to find it for just over $1. There could even be an arbitrage play here if you can pick up a bunch of dollar copies and you have access to selling with TCG Direct. Everyone loves when a card spikes because of an infinite combo or an instant kill combo in Commander. That's exactly what we have here with the Red Terror from the Warhammer 40k precons. In Phyrexia All Will Be One, there's a new card called All Will Be One, and it's an instant KO if you can deal damage with the Red Terror. This preview drained out all of the copies, more or less, from TCG Player. If you're breaking apart your 40k decks, I would say sell into this hype. This is a fun synergy once or twice, but your friends won't be your friends after you do it 2 or 3 times to one person. It leaves someone sitting out of the Commander game, and no one likes that. The next card I'm going to show you is moving because of Urtet, Remnant of Memnarch. That's the legendary mirror that was spoiled last week. We have Mirror Matrix from Darksteel. This card's going to be tough to find. Darksteel came out in 2004. So if you were playing back then, I would say hunt through your bulk, hunt through your old rares, see what you can do. You can turn what used to be pennies a week and a half ago into $20 bills potentially if you can move them. Okay, here's our third card of the week moving because of Urtet, Remnant of Memnarch. It's Mere Turbine from Mirrodin Besieged. This is another card that didn't have much value until last week. The thing with Urtet is that it's questionable as to whether it'll have the staying power of other colorless 5-color commanders like Morphon or now Golos, who was banned. The coolest thing I ever saw done with Mere Turbine is someone using it to make a mirror and then immediately sacrificing it to Arkham Dagson to go get another broken artifact that untapped Arkham Dagson and untapped Mere Turbine to allow them to do that again. Really powerful synergy, but that's the only deck I'd ever seen it played in. Up next, we've got Return of the Wildspeaker from the AFR Commander decks. This card's great in a big green stompy deck. It gives you modality of either draw a bunch of cards or overrun against your opponents. You can get copies of this for $1 to $2 all day. What we have here is some people buying $19 copies and not realizing it, or maybe they just like spending a lot of money on readily available cards. So, PSA, always check your cart before you commit to a card like this. The second last card we're going to talk about this week is Garruk's Uprising from M21. And again, it's another great green stompy card. There's many copies moving for $2, but we do have $20 copies moving as well. Again, check your cart before you buy. It's nice to optimize. It's nice to get one envelope in the mail from TCG Direct or from TCG Player in general, but it's not nice to buy $20 copies of $2 cards. Final card of the week, I would argue, best removal spell in Commander. Well, maybe best removal spell if you're playing a white artifact deck. Of course, I'm talking about Dispatch, which is just exile target creature if you have Metalcraft. There's been many supporting commanders for this over the last little while. Shurikai, Katori, Loshil, Osgir, Alabu, and Zabaz all really benefit from having this card. We have some new commanders that can really take advantage of it as well. Take a look at Ratchet Field Medic, another Transformer card moving prices maybe, or the new Lita Mechanical Engineer. We have so many new artifacts because of Phyrexial will be one. Metalcraft will be turned on everywhere in Commander. Cards you might want to include if you're picking up Dispatch to put in a white Commander deck: White Sun's Twilight, Skrelv Defector Might, Norn's Wellspring, and the new Bitter Blossom, Skrelv's Hive. Thanks for hanging out this week. What I'd really like to know is, what are you planning on picking up from Phyrexial will be one? What cards really piqued your interests? Maybe what cards are total duds in your opinion? Down below, you can find us on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, TikTok. We've got daily shorts coming out on YouTube, and we've got the Crackerjack hack for you every week. Take care.